Even go! 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 Go!
Yeah. Good job.
No, we get.
Whew, good job. Squad needed it. Played Fever way. I love it. More of them.
More of them. 3 weeks ago, Caitlin Clark went down with a quad injury against the New York Liberty. The defending champions thought they had silenced the superstar. They were wrong. On June 14th, Clark walked back onto that same court, looked the undefeated Liberty straight in the eye, and delivered the most devastating performance of her young career. 32 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds, 7 three-pointers, and a 102-88 statement win that ended the Liberty's undefeated record. But here's what nobody saw coming. The way she did it will give you chills. If you're excited for Caitlin's return, then comment fired up for CC down below. Let's go. I don't know if you guys have seen or heard, but Caitlin Clark is in fact back in the lineup. I'm ready to go. I think you're just excited more than anything. You know, it gets kind of difficult when you prepare for a game. Obviously when I'm on the bench, still knowing the scout, knowing everything that the other team's going to do, and still trying to mentally prepare and go through everything like I'm going to play, even though I knew I wasn't going to play. So, you know, doing that, but also knowing I was going to be able to be active today, I think gives you a little extra juice. So I'm certainly excited just to get back out there, get playing, and really good opportunity for us at home here. Coming off of a loss. So it's a big game. Picture this, May 24th, a physical battle against these same Liberty players. Clark faces a physical Liberty squad in a poorly officiated game and strains her quad. The injury hits at the worst possible moment. The Fever are still trying to find their identity as a team. The Liberty are riding high as defending champions, looking unstoppable on both ends of the court. Then she holds her, watch this, with her shoulder and on her arm when she follows through, and then fouls her for the 4th time on her arm. It's cheating. It's plain as day. The haters will say she got locked up. Yeah, if you're fouling the whole game, but I'm going through this entire game. The corrupt refs gave this game to New York, and they still barely won. While Clark sat on the sidelines for 3 long weeks watching from the bench, the Liberty kept rolling. They won game after game, going undefeated and making it look easy. It almost felt like they had removed their biggest threat from the equation. The defending champions were sending a message to the entire league. Nobody could touch them. The Fever dropped games without their superstar. They went 2 wins, 3 losses during those 5 games Clark missed. Doubts started creeping in everywhere. Fans were questioning the coach, the bench, the team, and even the front office. Could Clark return to her dominant form after missing so much time? Would the quad injury affect her explosive first step? What about her signature deep shooting range that made her famous? Just coming into this after 2 weeks off, do you anticipate being on the minutes restriction today? Not that I've been told. I don't anticipate, you know, a certain level. I'm not a huge fan of minute restrictions. I think that's silly. I told them, you know, I don't want to come back unless I'm 100% full go. Why would I be out there to play 20 minutes? I'm out there to win and give everything I have for this team. Medical experts questioned everything. Quad injuries are tricky for basketball players. They affect your ability to cut, jump, and generate power on your shots. Clark's game depends on her quick first step and her ability to pull up from anywhere on the court. The uncertainty was real. But here's what the Liberty didn't count on. Clark spent every single day of those 3 weeks preparing for this exact moment. She told reporters, I think the hardest part is when you begin to feel really good. And then it's just the process of working yourself back into actually getting up and down and getting out there with my teammates. She was studying film, staying mentally sharp, and visualizing her return. Coach Wee has told me just give yourself a little grace as you kind of figure things back out, as you get back into the groove here. You know, I've missed 5 games. My teammates have played 5 more games than I have. So, it's just going to be a little bit of, you know, shaking the rust off, giving myself some grace, but I feel like I've prepared in the manner that I am ready for this game. I feel like I've been great in practice. I feel like our team has been really good in practice. And, you know, obviously practice isn't the exact replica of a game, but I think Coach White does a really good job of putting us in situations that are going to be fairly similar. The anticipation built as game day approached. The numbers don't lie. 2.22 million viewers tuned in to ABC and ESPN Plus to watch this showdown. That made it the 2nd most watched WNBA game ever on that network. Everyone wanted to see if the superstar could deliver when it mattered most. Clark walked onto that court with fire in her eyes during warm-ups. She had made it clear before the game. I don't want to come back unless I'm 100% full go. I'm out there to win and give everything I have for this team. You could see the determination in every movement, every practice shot, every interaction with her teammates. The stage was perfectly set. An injured superstar facing the undefeated defending champions. The team that had knocked her out of action now stood between her and revenge. Clark had to prove her body could handle the pressure. But more importantly, she had to show the basketball world that she was back and better than ever. This for UNESCO. And here comes Clark. This is one thing you get with Clark is great ace and great passes. Found Boston perfectly. Do you think you've seen Caitlin Clark shoot before? But nothing prepared anyone for what happened in the first quarter. The game was tight. Both teams trading baskets back and forth. The Liberty looked confident. They had their undefeated record. But then Clark decided to take over in the most spectacular way possible. She crossed half court and kept going. Way beyond the three-point line, she pulled up from 34 foot out. The logo 3 swished through the net like she was shooting in her driveway. The crowd started buzzing, but that was just the beginning of something special. A few seconds later, Clark did it again, this time from 28 foot out. Let's keep in mind the three-point line is at 22 feet away. You could hear the crowd losing their minds. The noise level jumped through the roof. Players on both benches started standing up to get a better look. This wasn't normal basketball anymore. And Cunningham is down behind the play, but they've got Caitlin Clark to fire away from 2 players with incredible up ball from Cunningham. Clark, another long 3. She's back. Before anyone could process what was happening, Clark launched a third logo 3 from 31 foot out. The ball left her hands with perfect rotation. It arced high through the air and dropped through the net without touching iron. The entire Liberty bench was shaking their heads in disbelief. Their coaching staff looked stunned on the sideline. And Cunningham, oh my God, but they've got Clark to fire away from 3, just now getting up as she stayed down near the free throw line on the other end. Okay,